स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भृगो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ओम गुरुदेव भगवान शिव शंकर भोलेनाथ कैलाशपति महाराज की जय, भगवान व्यास जी महाराज की जय, शंकराचार्य भगवान की जय, स्वामी चिन्मयानंद भगवान की जय, स्वामी दयानंद भगवान की जय, स्वामी प्रभुदानंद भगवान की जय, स्वामी शुद्धानंद भगवान की जय, साध्वी आनंद ज्योति जी की जय, माता पिता की जय, सभी गुरु देवताओं की जय। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी, हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम श्रीमद् भगवत गीता। We have completed ज्ञान कर्म संन्यास योगा, चैप्टर नंबर 4, ज्ञान कर्म संन्यास योगा, which means renouncing actions by knowledge, renouncing karmas by knowledge, with the help of knowledge. This is what we saw in the last chapter number 4 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Now we are going to start the great chapter Sannyas Yoga, topic of renunciation. In chapter number 4 we have seen how to renounce karma yoga with the help of knowledge. That is why it is called Jnana Karma Sannyas Yoga. Jnana Karma Sannyas Yoga. Om. In the 4th chapter, which concluded with Bhagwan Krishna's advice to Arjuna, stand up and take to karma yoga. It means Arjuna could not run off to Himalayas to take up the lifestyle of sannyasa now. He was advised to take to lifestyle of karma yogi and pursue knowledge. And this is the same advice given to all grahasthas, to stand up and do your duties, do all the karmas as karma yoga and pursue knowledge. Right from the day you take grihastha ashram, from that day onwards, thrive for knowledge. thrive for knowledge only. That is the topic. Grast ashram has to be gone through. One have to go through Grast ashrama. That is the duty of a jiva. Go through all the ashramas and keep thriving for knowledge. With the last statement of the 4th chapter, the Gita seemed to be over. It looks like now there is no more, nothing else to be done. Bhagavan have given advice to Arjuna to stand up and fight, stand up and do karma yoga and pursue for knowledge. Now he was to destroy his doubts by the sword of knowledge and take to karma yoga, a means to knowledge. So for Krishna the teaching was over. But in Arjuna's mind it was not. In fact, what Krishna has said moved Arjuna to ask one more question. Arjuna still have some thinking in his mind, still some points left behind. And if any point is remaining, one should clarify it. That is jnana, that is for the knowledge. But one must not argue. Proper question, this is what we discussed in chapter 4. Proper question should be there. Many of Arjuna's questions, although phrased differently, are essentially the same in that way that they are related to whether he should pursue sannyasa or karma yoga. He wants to know which one is better. Is it better to take karma yoga or it is better to take sannyasa? Because he still has a doubt at the end of the 4th chapter. He asks the question, what marks the beginning of the 5th chapter? His question is really a doubt about sannyasa and karma. He still have a problem. He still have a doubt about sannyas and the karma. Bhagavan Shankaracharya introduces the 5th chapter in great detail, explaining the reasons for Arjuna's question. Throughout the 4th chapter, all along, Bhagavan Krishna talked about knowledge in such a way that Arjuna found it contradictory when he was told that he should follow karma yoga. Krishna said that because of knowledge the wise person sees no action in action, and described this person as one who has renounced action through knowledge. The number of verses also talked about the total renunciation. Jnana karma sannyasa, the renunciation of karma by knowledge. But after all this, Krishna said, take to karma yoga, yogam adhishtha atishtha. In Arjuna's mind there is a contradiction. Contradiction here. He thinks if knowledge is the ultimate, if the knowledge is the ultimate end, and once having gained it, karma is given up. It is not more expedient for me to seek knowledge straight away instead of doing karma while seeking knowledge. If renunciation of action is the main emphasis and renunciation has to take place by knowledge, why not take the lifestyle of sannyasa? What that is meant for gaining that knowledge? Arjuna asks the question is both obvious and understandable given what he understood so far from Krishna's teaching. We have seen that there are 2 types of sannyasas accepted by the Shastras. One type Krishna talked about was renunciation of action through knowledge. This type of sannyasa is called Vidhivat sannyasa, the sannyasa of Vidwan, one who has the knowledge that self is not the doer. And by taking the lifestyle of sannyasa, the Vidwan releases himself from the duties enjoined by the Shastras. The other sannyasa as a lifestyle where one renounced duties in order to pursue knowledge, this is called Vividhisha sannyasa. If the wise person does not adopt the lifestyle of sannyasa, continuing to remain as a householder, as a grihastha, he or she performs the enjoined duties so as to set an example for the society. It is not proper for one who is a householder to give up the duties that are to be done. However, for a jnani there is a choice. He or she can take sannyasa, renouncing the duties. In this way, the jnani can give up activities, continuing them. Even when engaged in activity, one really performs no activity. Krishna Bhagavan talked about these two types of jnanis. The one who is engaged in the activity and still free from actions. In verse number 4, shloka number 20, in chapter number 4, verse number 20, Bhagavan has talked about this. The one who is engaged in the activity and still free from the actions, and the one who is engaged only in minimum activity necessary to sustain body. Again, chapter number 4, verse number 21, he talked about the jnani who did minimum activities just necessary to survive, sustain the body. Vidhivat sannyasa, the sannyasa wherein a person gives up activity because one has the knowledge, means that the person is a sannyasi. With all that sannyasa implies, the person wears orange robe. This kurta, ochre color, has no family, no societal connections, and no job. Such a person who knows I perform no action, even if action is performed, is karma sannyasi, is a karma sannyasi in life and by knowledge too. Within and without, he or she is jnana karma sannyasi. The Vidhivat sannyasa has nothing to accomplish by performing Vedic rituals or any other action for that matter. Earlier in Gita, it was said that for jnani to perform rituals enjoined by the Veda is useful as the well water. As the well water is when the well is under water because the whole area is flooded. This we saw in chapter number 2, verse number 46. Such a person can give up the duties and walk away, taking to the lives of Vidhivat sannyasa. Bhagavan said there is no choice between knowledge and karma yoga. Given this definition of Vidhivat sannyasa, meaning sannyas with knowledge, is there any choice possible between jnana, karma, sannyasa and karma yoga? There is no choice. There is no choice possible here because one is means, the other is the end. It is like choosing between enrolling in a doctoral program at university and getting PhD degree. Unless you enroll in doctoral program, you cannot get PhD. Where then is the choice? Until and unless you join some school, how will you get your degree? Between karma yoga, which is the means, and jnana karma sannyasa, which is the end, there is no choice. There can be choice only between two lifestyles, karma yoga and vividisha sannyasa. This distinction made by the Shastra is very important and should be understood well, because there is a lot of confusion about it in the modern tradition of Vedanta. We must know that Vidhivat Sannyasa is not open to choice. It is something that happens as the result of knowledge. Jnana Karma Sannyasa is the end, whether the person is a sannyasi in lifestyle or not. A Jnana Karma sannyasi may be a person like King Janaka, who ruled the kingdom. He was not a sannyasi in terms of lifestyle. Nevertheless, he was a Jnana Karma sannyasi. As a ruler and politician, he had daily activities to perform. However, in spite of all the royal activity he was engaged in, he performed no action because he knew he was not a doer. Therefore, he was a Jnana Karma sannyasi, even though he did not follow the lifestyle of sannyasi. Choice is available between Karma Yoga and Vividhisha sannyasa, both which are lifestyle, and Krishna made it very clear that Arjun should choose Karma Yoga. But Arjuna's confusion about sannyasa, when Arjuna expressed a desire to be sannyasi, he meant it in the sense of the lifestyle only. He wanted to take Vividhisha sannyasa, thinking that karma was fraught with problem. He wanted to live a lifestyle of sannyasi because karmas were difficult, had problem. So he thought of taking a lifestyle of sannyasi. He knew he was not a jnani. He did not have the knowledge, and so he knew he should be pursuing it. And to do this, what better lifestyle was there than that of a sannyasi? This was the thinking that prompted Arjuna's question, "O Lord, which of the two sannyasa or karma yoga is better?" First he asked the question, which one is better, sannyasa or karma yoga? If I have understood you correctly, you are saying that karma is limited and so karma cannot liberate me. Although you say that the karma yoga is for antakaran shuddhi, you also say that there is nothing equal to knowledge as purifier. Therefore, I should gain this knowledge, for which sannyasa seems to be a better course. Furthermore, you have been praising the renunciation of action. If renunciation of action is the final end, why should I not give up my duties right now, with definitely seems to be more straightforward and appropriate way to gain the knowledge? To Arjuna, what Krishna was recommending seemed to be an unnecessary, cumbersome way to proceed. It looks to everyone. Everyone who is dukhi wants to take up sannyasa right now, leaving all the activities, leaving all the duties, taking up to the vidhiva sannyasa. First you perform action and then later you discover that you are not the doer. You perform karma and then you have to realize yourself from, you have to release yourself from karma phala. Hence, to give up karma and pursue knowledge seemed to be more appropriate. Why not right now? Let us start right now. Leave karmas. When we are non-doer, there is no need of doing any karma. Where we don't need any karma phala, let us release the karma phala also. Give up karma and pursue knowledge right now. As the end, so the means. Arjuna thinks, if the end is renunciation of action, the means should also be renunciation of action. Why should you perform activity in order to discover yourself, to be free from activities? Based on what Arjuna had understood from listening to Krishna's word, he feels that Bhagavan has great value for knowledge and value for sannyasa. You say that liberation is sannyasa. Why then do you ask me to pursue karma yoga. This is Arjuna's plea. Hey Bhagavan, you are saying knowledge is better than anything else. All these are means and will lead to knowledge. Then why don't I start for the knowledge right now? Why do I have to do karmas? Arjuna wants to understand everything before he decides what he should do. Therefore, he keeps asking the same question. At the beginning of the 3rd chapter, Arjuna had said, "O Lord, if it is your contention that knowledge is better than action, why then do you engage me in this terrible action?" Because Arjuna asked this question, Krishna continued to teach. Now 2 chapters later, at the beginning of the 5th chapter, Arjuna again asks essentially the same question, although he puts it differently. As we shall see in this chapter, the same question is asked at the beginning of the 12th chapter and again in the 18th chapter in a slightly different form. Arjuna is going again and again asking for the same. Bhagavan, you are saying knowledge is better, then why are you pursuing me for actions? Why do you want me to do actions? Arjuna is confused because Krishna has praised both sannyasa and karma yoga, and having praised sannyasa, Krishna said to him, "Take to yoga, yogam atishta." Therefore, Arjuna wants Bhagavan to indicate which of the two is better, sannyasa or karma yoga, since the same result could not be gained from both. And from here begins the Arjuna's question again. Arjuna, in chapter 5th, verse number 1, Arjuna's question is like this. Arjuna uvacha sannyasam karmana Krishna punaryogascha shansasi yaccherya etayorekam tanme bruhi sunushchitam. Arjuna uvacha, Arjuna said, or Arjuna asked. वैसे uvacha means said. Arjuna said, "O Krishna, karmanam sannyasam, karmanam sannyasam, renunciation of action, punaha again also, yogam cha and karma yoga, sanchasi you praise, ithoho of these two, yata that which, shreya better, tat ekam that one, sunishchitam definitely, me bruhi tell me. Arjuna said, Krishna, you praised renunciation of action and also karma yoga. Tell me definitely that which is the better of two. For so long you had been saying knowledge is better, and now you say karma, please get up and take up karma yoga and pursue knowledge through karma yoga. I still have a doubt. Tell me which is better of the two. Once again Arjuna raises the same doubt. In the last chapter, Krishna continued to praise renunciation of activities and ended by praising the person who gives up action through knowledge. Therefore, in Arjuna's mind, Krishna was clearly advocating sannyasa. The whole time he was advocating about sannyasa, advocating about knowledge. Knowledge is better than anything else. And now he says, why then Lord is telling him to take a life of karma yoga? Bhagavan was in fact praising renunciation of activity through jnana, karma, sannyasa, knowledge. He said that karma resolves in this knowledge. However, Arjuna understood it to be praise of karma sannyasa, which is lifestyle wherein one is free from the obligation of having to perform the rituals enjoined by the Vedas and other obligatory duties. So Arjuna understands that the renunciation of action is proper and that Krishna is enjoying sannyasa as means of knowledge. Krishna is enjoining sannyasa as means of knowledge. What confuses Arjuna is that Krishna is also praising karma yoga, and at the one end and same time Krishna seems to be praising renunciation and performing of action. Which is better, sannyasa or karma yoga? Since moksha means the knowledge of a karma, in karma, meaning one should see a karta, non-doer in the karta, doer. Arjuna wants to pursue that knowledge, being very clear as to what is to be done. Renunciation of action seems to be the right thing to do, especially since the knowledge I am a karta is the renunciation of all activities. Arjuna thinks, why should I perform action and then try to discover the karma in them? It seems so much more logical to him to renounce actions right away. In sannyasa, role playing being minimal, minimum action is involved, whereas in karma yoga, role are many and so are the actions. To be son or daughter, husband or wife, father or mother, citizen, neighbor, a friend implies activities and duties that have to be performed. Karma yoga means that the activities and duties involved in the varieties of role one play are to be done properly and at the right time. This is what is meant by proper attitude, the attitude of yoga. If, however, one takes to sannyasa, there is only one role, that is of the disciple, and later perhaps that of the guru. संन्यास ले लेते हैं, पहले स्टूडेंट बनेंगे, फिर गुरु बन जाएंगे. There is no other role for sannyasi. There is no other role for sannyasi. First a disciple and then a guru. Meaning there is no other duties. The person is released from familial and social duties, thereby reducing the number of roles. Role reduction is what is accomplished by the lifestyle of sannyasa. The role having been reduced to one, the role reducing lifestyle sannyasa seems to Arjuna to be the most appropriate one for gaining moksha, and Krishna was definitely praising it by praising the renunciation of action by knowledge. Whatever Krishna praises, Arjun thinks he should follow. But Krishna was praising both. The confusion is that Krishna has praised both renunciation and performance of action. Krishna said there was nothing like knowledge for gaining moksha. He was definitely praising it by praising the renunciation of action by knowledge. And having praised knowledge in this way, told Arjuna to take to yoga. Arjuna here feels that Krishna was contradicting himself by praising the renunciation of activities while asking him to perform activities. The advice does not seem appropriate, but Arjuna knows that Krishna knows better. Therefore, he expresses his doubt. Is the renunciation of action better or the performance of action? Which of these two, sannyasa or karma yoga, is better? By better, Arjuna means the one that would give him moksha, shreyas, knowing that renunciation and performance of action could not yield the same result. He wants to know which one would lead him to moksha. His doubt then is centered on which one he should follow. Both are good, but if one is better than other, meaning one is the means to moksha and the other is not, then Arjuna wants to follow the better of the two. Both renunciation of action and performance of action cannot be pursued at the same time. This is what Arjuna was thinking. They are opposed to each other. One cannot simultaneously renounce activities and do them also. How can one renounce the activity and do it simultaneously? And since they are contradictory, he cannot even follow each of them partially. A little bit of sannyasa and a little bit of karma yoga, just as fasting and eating cannot be followed by the same person at the same time, so too sannyasa and karma yoga, being opposite, cannot be followed by the same person at the same time. Therefore, Arjuna again asks Krishna to clarify as to which of the two is better. Hey Bhagwan, please samjhao which one of the two is better. So Bhagwan in verse number 2 responds, action as yoga is better than renunciation of action. Bhagavan says, Shri Bhagavan uvacha sannyasah karma yogascha nishreshya sakuravubhu tayostu karma sannyasat at karma yoga vishishyate. Shri Bhagavan uvacha, Bhagavan says, sannyasah, renunciation of action, karma yoga cha, and the performance of action as yoga, ubhau nisriyas kurau, both lead to liberation. Tayotu, but of these two, both of them leads to moksha, liberation. But of these two, karma sannyasi, then renunciation of action, karma yoga, performance of action as yoga, vishishyate, is better. Shri Bhagavan said, both renunciation of action and performance of action as yoga. This is important. As yoga leads to liberation. Both. Whether you leave the karma, become a sannyasi, moksha will be gained. Then you have to totally forget about what is left behind, which is equally difficult. Very difficult. घर छोड़ के चले जाएंगे, सन्यासी बन जाएंगे, लेकिन घर की पीछे याद आती जाएगी बार बार. So, if you truly renounce, then you have to truly, then there is nothing to be truly renounced. Truly renounce actions. And performance of action. Performance of action also leads to moksha, also leads to liberation. There is nothing to worry. Those who are doing their duties, please don't worry at all. Moksha is the destination, is the only destination meant for jiva. Whether today, tomorrow, or years to come, or lives to come, moksha is definite. Keep on doing your duties. Keep on doing your duties as karma yoga. Bhagavan says, of these two, the performance of action as yoga is better than renunciation of action. Leaving actions, doing action is better. We have seen that Though the word Shreyas means better, it also means moksha. Nishreyas means the same, Nisryash. And what leads to moksha? Krishna responds to Arjuna's question by saying that both sannyasa and karma yoga leads to moksha. For Arjuna, for all of us, it is an either or situation. Either sannyasa can do it or karma yoga, but not both. For Krishna, however, there is no either or both. Sannyasa and karma yoga lead to moksha. The problem here does not have a simple either or solution, but to appreciate this fact requires both sannyasa and karma yoga to be properly understood. In each lifestyle, there are advantages and disadvantages, depending on the qualification of the person. One lifestyle may be advantageous to one person, while the other may be advantageous to another. Both lifestyles have an equal status because both are sadhan. Means, this is the point. Whether you take sannyasa or you go through karma yoga, both are sadhans. To reach Vrindavan, whether you take Yamuna Express Highway or the Mathura Highway, it is one and the same thing. Because they are the sadhans. So between these two lifestyles, sannyasa and karma yoga, there is a choice. But Krishna is not praising sannyasa as a lifestyle. He merely states that there was such a lifestyle. Nor does he ever say that sannyasa as a lifestyle is preferable to karma yoga. He praises sannyasa only at an end to be gained. He praises sannyasa to be gained through knowledge as an end. At the beginning of the 3rd chapter, Krishna said there are two lifestyles, Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. Jnana Yoga is characterized by the pursuit of knowledge alone, and Karma Yoga combines pursuit of knowledge with karma. In the verse presently under study, Krishna again refers to these two lifestyles as being equal. Since both of them are means, what else could he do? Even though Arjuna wants to know only one of them, Krishna has to teach both. Therefore, once again, Krishna seems to be confusing him. It is wonderful if you understand Krishna's statement, both renunciation and karma yoga lead to moksha. But it can be exaspertaining if you do not understand it. If both sannyasa and karma yoga lead you to moksha, you may also prefer sannyasa, as Arjuna did. It is like being told that to reach a place there are two routes. One route requires you to walk half a mile and another route requires you to walk 5 miles. Which one are you likely to choose? You will no doubt choose the easier of the two, because we always go for the easiest way to do anything. Similarly, if both sannyasa and karma yoga lead you to moksha, you will choose the easier way. You all want to take sannyasa right away. And at the first glance, it looks as though sannyasa, doing nothing or doing very little, is easier. Because we don't know the actualities of sannyasi. That is why it seems to be doing nothing and doing very little is easier. But in fact, sannyas is definitely the more difficult of the two. If you are not ready for it, Krishna makes it very clear in this verse that performing action is better than giving it up. Taking up sannyasa is very difficult. Renunciation of action means that one should be able to be with oneself. One should be happy with oneself, for which one requires preparation. Which is why Krishna says here that Karma Yoga is better than renunciation. It does not mean, however, that no one should take sannyasa. It simply means that sannyasa is difficult and therefore one should be ready for it. And Bhagwan makes it clear later on. We will see in the following verses. In the coming verses, we'll see that Karma Yoga actually paves the way to sannyasa. It is the Karma Yoga which makes a beautiful way to sannyasa and knowledge. Here Bhagwan is saying that Karma Yoga is better than a mere life of sannyasi without the necessary preparation. He explains this in why this is so in next verses. In verse number 3, he will explain the one who is free from the opposite is released from the bondage. This we will see tomorrow. From next verse number 3 of chapter 5, we will see tomorrow. Om Tat Sat. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Om Gurubhyo Namaha.